All right, let's talk about generative AI in sales. It's a total game changer, right? But it also kind of feels like walking a tightrope. How do you feed it the juicy details it needs to give you those amazing results without basically handing over the keys to the kingdom, your company's most sensitive data? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down. We'll give you a framework to use AI powerfully, but also securely and with total confidence.
And just so you know where this is all coming from, everything we're about to dive into is straight from Chapter 9 of a tutorial by Virtualization Options LLC. So we're focusing right in on their framework for security and best practices.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll tackle that big power versus peril problem with AI. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty, classifying your data. After that, I'll walk you through a super practical 4-step safety check you can use every single time. We'll also cover choosing the right tools, a huge one, and finally, how to make all of this a real, sustainable habit. Sound good? Let's get into it.
All right, first up, AI's power and peril. You know, this is really the core conflict, the central tension for every single sales professional using these tools today. So here's the fundamental problem, right? On the one hand, AI thrives on context. The more detail you give it about your customer, your deal, your strategy, the better the output is going to be. It's like a genius assistant who just needs all the background info. But on the other hand, giving it that context means sharing really sensitive stuff. We're talking confidential, proprietary information, and that's a huge risk. So you're stuck. How do you get the magic without giving away the secrets? So how do we solve this? Well, it all starts with building a solid foundation. Before you type a single word into that prompt box, you have to know what you're working with. You need a system. And that system, your foundational security framework, is all about classifying your data first.
Okay, this table breaks it all down into 4 simple levels. Think of it like a security clearance system. At the bottom, you've got public info, marketing materials, press releases. You can throw this into any AI tool, no problem. One level up is internal. This is stuff for employees like training docs. It's generally safe for your company's own AI, but you want to clean it up before using a public tool. Now, things get serious with confidential data. We're talking customer account details, deal strategies. This stuff has to be sanitized, and you should only be using approved enterprise-grade tools, period. And at the very top, the highest level of secrecy is restricted data. Think mergers and acquisitions, unreleased products. The rule here is super simple. Just don't. Don't put this in an AI unless you have explicit written approval. This framework is your bedrock for security.
And here is the most important rule of thumb for this whole thing. If you're ever unsure about a piece of data, just classify it up. Treat it as more sensitive than you think it is, and ask for guidance. It is so much better to be a little bit overly cautious than to be the person who accidentally leaks something important. That's a headache nobody wants.
Okay, a framework is great, but how do you actually use it, in the heat of the moment when you're writing a prompt? That's where this 4-step safety check comes in. Think of it as your pre-flight checklist before you hit send.
It's a simple, repeatable process. Step 1, identify. Just take a second and consciously think, what information am I about to use here? Step 2, classify. Run that info through the framework we just talked about. Is it public, internal, confidential? Then comes the most important part. Step 3, sanitize. This is where you get clever. You replace specific names, like Acme Corp, with something generic, like a large logistics company. You obscure numbers, turning $1.2 million into a 7-figure deal. You keep the meaning, but you remove the risk. And finally, step 4, verify. Just give it one last quick read-through to make sure you didn't miss anything. After a while, this becomes second nature, a quick mental checklist you do in seconds.
All right, but here's the thing. You can have the best process in the world, but if the tool you're using is leaky, none of it matters. So let's talk about choosing your tools wisely, because they are definitely not all created equal.
This is a really important distinction. On one side, you have your enterprise AI tools. These are built for business. They come with all sorts of security features, like data isolation, compliance certifications, and, this is huge, a contractual promise that your data won't be used to train their models. Your data stays your data. Then you've got the consumer AI tools. The free ones we all play with. They're amazing, but they often have a catch. They might be using your prompts to make their AI smarter. And for business data, that's a gigantic no-go. It's all about using the right tool for the job. So, how do you spot a risky tool? Here's your red flag checklist. If there's no clear privacy policy, that's a red flag. If it's a free tool you're using for company work, red flag. If it straight up says it uses your inputs for training, definitely a red flag. No enterprise contract, no security certifications, and maybe the biggest one of all, If it's not on your company's approved list, just stop. These are all signs telling you to stay away when you're handling company data.
Okay, we've talked about frameworks, we've talked about tools, but none of that matters if people don't actually do it, right? The final piece of this whole puzzle is making secure AI second nature, turning these individual actions into sustainable habits for the whole team.
And this is how you build a real culture of security. It's not just on you. It starts at the top with clear, written policies, no gray areas. Then you've got to have regular training, not just a one-and-done thing. You have to make the secure way the easy way by building it right into your workflows with templates and approved tools. Of course, you need to monitor things to catch any potential problems early. But maybe the most important ingredient is fostering a speak-up culture, where people feel totally comfortable asking, hey, is this okay to use, without worrying about getting in trouble.
And this is the bottom line. Security is never set it and forget it, especially not with AI. The tech is changing so fast, the threats are evolving, you have to stay on your toes. This is all about ongoing attention and being ready to adapt.
Which brings us right back to you. The next time you're about to write a prompt, and it might be in the next 5 minutes, you've got the playbook. You know how to make it powerful and safe. So your next prompt is waiting. Is it secure?